size, form, or shape beneath spirit. It is spirit that gives matter form, shape, structure, and organization. Spirit comes from the Hebrew word ruah, and we know Hebrew is a language that is formed by the old African Canaanite language and the Medo-Netia, or the hieroglyph of Egypt. It is those two languages that gives birth to the language we call Hebrew. And so the word ruah in Hebrew, which also means breath or wind. Spirit is the part of the human being that is invisible and is characterized by intelligence, personality, self-consciousness, and will. Spirit is characterized as life's energy. Energy means having the power by which anything acts effectively to move or change other things or to accomplish any results. So when we look sometimes, we live in a Judeo-Christian system. So I use this sometimes to show us things. So there's 3 levels of being. The first level is spirit. The second is body, and the third is soul. Spirit is the mother principle. Body is the father principle, and soul is the child principle. Spirit is divine essence. Body is the material matter. The soul is your mind faculty, that consciousness that's built up that we call mind. These 3 levels in ancient Kemet was known to our ancestors as Asar, Aset, and Haru. The 3 principles are known today as the Holy Ghost, the Father, and the Son. We may see these 3 levels as woman, man, and children, or mother, father, and child. It is the concept of mother, father, and child. That is the symbol of God, not the individual. Right. See, the white man misunderstood the whole damn thing when he saw us using the mother, father, child. He thought the child, offspring, was the God who he called Jesus, which shows you how much he don't know. No, it is the 3 together that represents what we call God.
That's right.
Family is the primary building block of nations. Individuals unite to form families. Families unite to form neighborhoods. Neighborhoods unite to form communities. Communities unite to form nations. You understand that?
Yes.
Let's do it again. Individuals unite to form families. Families unite to form neighborhoods. Neighborhoods unite to form communities. Communities unite to form nations. Culture is the tool that gives a people their shared definition of reality, their sense of order, and maintain group integrity. Culture maintains the group's historical consciousness. Culture is the training and development of the mind. Culture is the refinement of tastes, tastes, and manners acquired by such training. Culture also involves the social, religious structure that produces the intellectual and artistic manifestation that characterizes a society. Culture is responsible for the rearing, cultivating, in a prepared manner, in a prepared medium, the next generation. Culture is the means by which a people protect themselves from genocide. At the core of your culture is your spiritual system. Culture protects your spiritual system. So what the white man has done systematically is dismantled our culture so that he is able to confuse and damage our spiritual system, and then he's able to give us religion in its place. And then there's consciousness, another word we need to understand. Consciousness is recognizing the existent truth or fact of something, being aware of the very instant that you're in, being aware of how you affect the human, social, political, economic, cultural, and natural ecology you are part of and how it affects you. Consciousness is being aware of how these variables affects your ancestors and your ancestors' interpretation of that experience. Consciousness is being informed and instructed by your group's peculiar culture on how to view the rest of reality. Now religion, the thing that got us all bamboozled. Religion comes from a Greek word, means the word that's R-E, to go back, means to bind back. So what you should be using the religion, which is a methodology or pathway to knowing the divine, you should be using it to bind you back to your ancestors' wisdom. But the religions we use bind us back to our enemies' ancestors' way. And thus our enemies' ancestors have been about killing us, so we've become about killing us. Because we don't. In religious systems, to bind a person or people back to wisdom, worldview, or culture of ancestors should bring about a belief binding the spiritual nature of a person or a group to a supernatural or divine being, as involving a feeling of dependency and responsibility. Together, the feeling and practice which naturally flow from such a belief, religion includes worship or the reverence of a human spirit for the divine seeking outward expression. The divine, as I read the piece in the beginning about the light, creating smaller lights, because the greater light recognizes itself when it looks at itself. When God, what we call God, looks at itself, it looks at us. We are a reflection of it, and it is a reflection of us. And so all religious system involves worship, devotion, and a set of principles, qualities, and deals with character, with attributes, with ethics, with morals, with ideas, with knowledge, with knowing. You understand the concept of being wise, of wisdom, of prudence, of intelligence, of concept, of philosophy. And I have a definition for all of those, but I'm going to read all the definitions to you. And we need to understand our worldview. You know, the world, the planet, Earth, the universe, the Earth together with its inhabitants, the totality of things that exist. We need to understand what civilization means, what neighborhood means. Neighborhood, and this helps us in our most practical way. Let's get to this definition. And this is what most of us call communities, and we make a mistake. Neighborhood. The people in a district, town, or city, or in an area, planned as a unit with its own shop, service, and amenities. Persons or things situated near or relatively near to one another. They usually speak the same language, have the same religion, and generally have the same culture, but they do not own the land or the business where they live. That's a neighborhood. Now, a community is all of those things, but they own the businesses and the land where they live. You understand the difference?
Yes.
Okay. And it takes communities to make nations, but it takes neighborhoods to make communities. It takes families to make neighborhoods, and it takes quality individuals to build families. Y'all got it?
Yes.
You know, that's what we're supposed to be about. Not the illusion, the grand illusion of just praying to these omnipotent, omnipresent ideas as though they're going to come down and do something for us. God has given everything you need to do, everything you need to do for yourself. You just got to become aware of what you've been given. And what you've been given is all of the essence of God itself. You just got to put it to work for yourself.
That's right.
So I hope that leaves you with something. Remember, it's on the tape. So you buy the tape, and then you can take your time looking at this. Another way I express spirit is that spirit is a symbol of the positive, the energetic, and the forceful, and the qualities and so of a human being that we all have. And so I'm not going to even go into that. But this, I was dealing with, y'all know who Baba Bukia is? I am a seed of a seed of the seed within a seed of a seed of the seed. But get the tape and take the time to listen to it, and then it'll play out. Remember, Sister Small was probably my cousin. You are a seed of your mother and father, who was the seed of 4 people who were your grandparents, who were the seed of 8 people who were your great-grandparents, who were the seed of 16 people who were your great-great-grandparents, who were the seed of 32 people of your great-great-great-grandparents, who were the seed of 64 people of your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. Do you get it?
Yes.
That seed goes back to God Himself and became the human being, the first woman, that produced everything else. Y'all got it? White folks confused. They got into this Adam and Eve foolishness, trying to make a metaphor, and he didn't understand what the metaphor was talking about. But it fit his shallow mind, because his mind wasn't deep enough to comprehend what we had written. We didn't write a book named the Bible, though many people who wrote the Bible was black, because it was written at a time when Rome ruled, and Constantine called a conference to try and come up with a way to conquer the masses of black people in the Mediterranean basin. And they came up with Christianity as we know it and the Bible. The Bible is a compilation of a bunch of material taken from African literature. They started out with 130 plus Gospels and end up with 3. What happened to the 130 some others? It didn't fit what they wanted to do, so they threw it in a pile. And that pile is called, in the Greek word, apocrypha, which means the hidden library. Why are you going to hide it? You all understand what I'm saying? People bamboozled you. There's a guy named Wycliffe who wanted to write a Bible that wasn't translated from Latin. He wanted to go back to the Hebrew and try to gather some true knowledge. And so he wrote a Bible, and when King James and them found out what he was doing, they tracked him down all around the world and sent one of his best friends to Russia to set him up, and they murdered him. Wow. And they tried to burn all of the Bibles that he wrote to come out in the end producing what you know as the King James Bible. But a lot of the other stuff did come to light over the years. But you have to learn to study and do research so nobody takes away what God has given you. Power is the ability to define your reality and have everybody else accept your definition of your reality as the only definition that defines you. If you don't do that, then you're a slave to any and everybody else. And spirituality is simply reality when you are conscious of it and you comprehend it.